Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the 2021 edition of Noodles at Noon. That means it's far better than last year's in every single possible way. I am your host, whose New Year's resolution is to find more adventure while working from home. And I'm joined, as always, by our other host, Noah, whose New Year's resolution is to edit the podcast every single week this year.
Whoa, well, I don't remember saying that, but Ben said it, so it must be true. I'm excited for the changes we've made to the show in 2021, including kicking Michael off the podcast and replacing him with a new face.
Yes, and wonderful segue, my friend, because joining us this week, you may know him from the wonderful podcast Topic Please, and his New Year's resolution is to keep making that wonderful podcast called Topic Please. It's Aaron.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Oh, it's going swell. How are you?
I'm good. Kind of hiding here in my garage / bedroom now.
Oh, that's nice. You told me yesterday that you were doing a remodel of your garage into a bedroom. How's that going?
I don't know about where it's going to be for now. I got a lot of the electrical line ran so that we could run some new outlets, and for the first time ever added a new breaker to our breaker box.
And you're still here.
I'm glad.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm glad when we turned the power back onto the house that we didn't blow anything up. So it's definitely a bonus.
Hey,
there's
hey guys, where's my
What?
intro?
What?
Why are you here? We kicked
Is that
you
Michael?
off, remember?
I thought we got
Wait.
rid of him.
What?
We kicked him out of... 1 second.
No
Hang
one
on.
told me anything.
Kick him out of the call.
Remember, no news is bad news, Michael. You're gone. 1 second. Let me find him. There he is.
Oh.
Michael, how do I kick people from chats?
You just click that. See that big remove? Oh,
Okay, cool.
Oh, you
Somebody
did
figured
it.
it out. We did it, guys.
All right.
Nice. We got rid of Michael.
Should we clarify
kidding.
that
He'll be back
Michael
next
will be
week.
back next week?
Yes. This was staged. Paid actors. Michael's not going anywhere. Don't worry.
That wasn't even Michael. It
Well,
was an
thank you
actor for
so
Michael.
much. It wasn't even, we paid an actor to play Michael. I think that actor did a good job. He earned his pay. He earned his bag of Skittles. Thank you guys so much for tuning in another week to Noodles at Noon. We're so happy to have you here. We're so happy to be doing this podcast, and we're super excited to have Aaron with us from the Topic Please podcast. It's a wonderful podcast. Where can we find that at, Aaron?
We have links to where we're available and our social media on topicplease.com.
Topicplease.com.
.com.
Yes. I must say, every time I've listened to your podcast and I've heard you do that with Noodles at Noon or noodlespodcast.com, it's made me really happy. So it makes me laugh every time.
I was like, well, that's the way you guys do it. So I'm like, I feel like we have to do that if we're saying noodlespodcast.com.
Noodlespodcast.com. People don't know this, but it's actually a recording that I just play whenever someone says it. Anyway, moving on to weekly updates, the part of our show where we talk about our past week and hope other people can relate to some of the weirdness that goes on. A few weeks ago, I discussed this. I'll just dive right in. But I went to get my hair cut, and they asked me what I was there for, which threw me off because obviously I'm at the haircutting place to get a haircut. And I didn't know how to answer the question because I didn't want to be obvious and say, I'm here to get a haircut. So I ended up saying, I'm here to get my hair shortened. Because for whatever reason, my brain decided that was the best answer to the question. Well, something similar to this happened to me the other day, and it actually provoked a moral conundrum that I want to get your guys' opinion on. I was in Bed Bath & Beyond looking for a day calendar, which I could not find. So obviously it was a lost cause. So I was leaving the Bed Bath & Beyond, and the Bed Bath & Beyond where I live, it has like a separate aisle that you can kind of use if you're not paying for anything, you're just walking out the door. And I'm pretty sure I was the only patron of the store at the time. And I was walking down that, and the cashier lady goes, hey, did you find everything you were looking for? And I went, yep, and walked right out the door without purchasing anything. which is an obvious sign that I did not find what I was looking for. And I realized as soon as I got outside, I just lied to this person because, no, I did not find what I was looking for. I had a very specific thing that I was looking for. And then when I was asked if I found what I was looking for, I said yes, while walking straight out the door without buying anything. So, Aaron, Noah, what should I have done in this instance? So when it inevitably happens again, because this happens to me a lot, I know what I should do.
I don't know. I'm still thinking like on the haircut thing. Like I feel like you should have said that you wanted a burger and fries when they asked what you wanted.
At the haircut place?
Or what you were. Yeah.
That's fair.
I mean, like, what are you here for? Like a burger and fries. What do you think I'm here for?
What do you think I'm here for?
Like a number 2 combo.
Did I not walk into McDonald's?
Do you not see the golden arches? I thought you meant for the what's it for the cashier asking me if I found everything okay. Did you find everything okay? I'll have a burger and fries, and then just walk straight out the door. I feel like that would have worked a lot better.
I will say, I do think people sometimes are a lot less aware than we might think they are. Because I used to work at Chick-fil-A, and I can't tell you how many customers asked me for Arby's sauce or like Taco Bell hot sauce packets or, all the different sauces. Like, I think the Arby's sauce one was the funniest because it's like, no, I can't give you Arby's sauce. This isn't an Arby's. Where do you think you are?
They would specifically ask for Arby's sauce?
Yeah, at Chick-fil-A.
Huh.
And that wasn't one person. That was multiple times. But Ben, I think your response, it just makes me think of like when you go to a movie, back when we could go to movies, and they would say, "Enjoy your movie," and you say, "Oh, you too," and walk off.
Yeah.
And you realize,
or the worst is when someone says happy birthday. Like, happy birthday. Oh, you too. It's not their birthday, man.
Might
I've never
be.
had anybody wish me happy birthday.
Noah's birthday is November 17th.
That's
not true,
Not
is
even
it?
close.
I just
Neither of those
pulled a
things
random
is
day out
true.
of somewhere. None of those things are true. Well, so Aaron, you suggest I should just lean into the ridiculousness of them asking the question in the first place. So, like, let's say I go back to the Bed Bath & Beyond. Like, I go back in time, and they're like, "Did you find everything okay?" I just be like, "Yes," and I stole it as I walk out the door without purchasing anything.
Well,
Yes,
I think
I just
saying
don't
you
wanna
stole
pay
it
for it.
might cause you some problems.
That's true. I shouldn't do that. But I don't want to be like, "No, I couldn't find what I was looking for in your store, which hardly has anything." Because that would be rude. So I
Right.
just said yeah and left.
Well, you don't have to be hurtful about it.
See, that's the thing. I don't know. What is the correct response? That's not hurtful, but also not a lie. Because what I did was just straight up lying.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if you say no and then walk out the door, they're like, "Well, why didn't you ask us where to find something?"
Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything.
I don't know. Then, I mean, it's like you chose not to ask where something was located.
Well, okay.
But-
I found the spot where it was supposed to be, and it just wasn't
I
there.
mean, yeah, you found out that they didn't have it.
Yeah.
And I guess you could think about you were going to see if they have this and then purchase it, and you found that they did not. So I guess you
I guess I
got the
could have like
information you were looking for.
that's true. I could have like explained to them, "Well, I was looking for this day calendar, but I couldn't find it. So thank you. But have a nice night."
Yeah, I think that's the appropriate
Right?
response.
I think that, yeah, I'm good.
Do you know how many syllables I just said though? I was like in a hurry.
I guess I was thinking whether it was a crisis of if you should go back and apologize and say, "Hey, I just lied to you."
Oh, no, I'm never showing my face in Bed Bath & Beyond again. I can't go back after what I've done.
It's over.
It's over for me. Well, thank you for your advice. I trust if anyone else has any more advice for what I should do, you will let me know in the comments down below, because we have a comment section. No, we don't. But you can send us a message. You can send me a message on the Contact Us page at noodlespodcast.com.
Noodlespodcast.com.
There it is. And
I was hoping Michael
you
would
can either
come
leave
back in just for that line.
Oh, yeah. I'm missing Michael all of a sudden. I think we were too hard on him. You can leave a Contact Us thing. You can send us an email, or you can leave a speak pipe. It's a big orange button that says speak pipe, and you can do it that way. Either way, let me know what you would have done in my situation. And Noah, do you have anything you would like to inform us about your past week?
Yeah, I've had a great week. It's been super chill. I had the week off from work, which was really nice. We always get the week after Christmas off, and because of the pandemic, I didn't really have any big plans or anything, so this has probably been maybe the most relaxed week off I've ever had since starting a full-time job. So I was able to get a lot done around the house. I learned how to spackle a wall that I made some holes in, and I moved our toilet paper roll about 6 inches closer to the toilet. Not because that was really an issue, but just because the wall was all messed up and it had to be done. So for a not handy person, because I'm extremely unhandy, I've learned to do some things. I also ruined our garage door opener. So that's some other person is coming to look at that next week, because I really broke it. And now all of the remotes are broken. When I went to go fix it, one of the remotes was
How many
still
remotes
working.
did you have?
We have a button on the inside and a keypad on the outside, and then a remote for the car. And when I started fixing it, 2 of those things worked, and now nothing works. So don't let me fix your garage door.
Okay,
I think is the lesson.
I won't even let you open my garage door from now on.
Just don't let me near it. It's not a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah, I also got to work on a video project. I always like to on my vacations work on a just kind of a fun video project, and I really love YouTube, and especially some of the gaming realms of YouTube, like the scripted reviews and comedic videos about specific games. And I made a few of those on my channel, youtube.com/thechubbypirate. Ben might get mad at me for self-promoting,
guess we're plugging that.
It's too late.
Too
So I
late.
made another one of those that I was really excited about. I did a full retrospective on Lego Island 2 for the Game Boy Advance, which I know a lot of people out there were really asking for. So I took it upon myself to do that service. But then today,
After the year we've had,
Mike,
we really needed a Lego Island 2 retrospective.
it's what we needed to start 2021 off right.
It's what we all needed. We're having a good year now.
It's been a better year now that we have a Lego Island 2 Game Boy Advance retrospective on YouTube.
And hey, I watched the
Michael
whole thing,
texted
and it
me
was
this
really
morning.
good.
Oh, thank you. That's like a 20-minute commitment,
You're
so that's actually really nice. It was a lot of fun to put together, and yeah, it was a lot of work. But Michael texted me this morning to say he was going to our local used game store and asked if I needed anything. And I said, well, I don't own Lego Island 2 on the Game Boy Color, which is like an even lower version of the Game Boy Advance version that I have. And I also have the PC version. And sure enough, he found it for $5. And he brought it to my house. I was going to show it to you on the webcam, but I don't have a webcam on this computer. So you can take my word for it. It's got a name on it. Whoever Gebler was, I own your copy of Lego Island 2 for the Game Boy Color now.
Yeah, Gebler.
And I put it in, and it worked for a few seconds, and then it started making this horrible screeching sound, which I'm going to play for you now, and we'll see if it comes through the Discord.
Oh, no, I hope not.
Uh-oh. Hold on. When it works, you'll know.
Oh,
Can you
dear.
hear that?
Yeah, I did.
Yikes.
It seems to be working a little bit. Oh. Okay, there. Now it's still screeching. It seems to be working better now, and I think we've got it under control. But I'm very excited to play through the Game Boy Color version of one of my favorite games now. So it's been an eventful week, to say the least. Did you play games growing up, Aaron?
I played a lot of Nintendo, Super Mario Brothers, Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
Wow, you and Noah really are best friends.
So that's pretty much the extent of my gaming. I actually have... I turned on my camera. I actually have a Mario, Peach, and Goombas tattoo for me, my wife, and the 6 kids.
That is amazing. Is that Paper Mario? That looks like Paper Mario.
Yeah, it was the one that I found that I was like, that would be the one that looks the best and probably stand the test of time when I'm old and wrinkly and skin sagging and probably still look okay.
That is amazing.
Paper Mario is the best looking skin sagging Mario. That's one thing we've learned this week.
I think we have the name of our podcast episode.
We have the name of our podcast. Well, Noah, I'm glad you got to make some videos and play some games. That's always a good way to spend a week off. That's pretty much what I've been doing with my week off as well. But that all comes to an end today as I venture back into the workforce. Aaron, how has your week been? Your beginning of the 12 weeks of 12 days of Christmas, not the 12 weeks of Christmas. That would be much more exciting, I must say.
It's been pretty busy. Like, we have altogether 13 people living in our house right now. And
Wow.
That's crazy enough. But my wife and I have moved our bedroom into the garage. So we were running a lot of extra wiring, and we put in 6 or 7 new wall outlets and added another breaker so that everything out here is running off of something else, and we're not adding a lot of extra stuff onto breakers that were already there and try to burn the house down or anything. And I know that's meant several trips to Home Depot and just trying to make sure that we had everything that we needed and get it installed, go back, return some things to get the right stuff because we picked up the wrong things the first time. So that's definitely kept me a little busy.
Garage door openers.
And like whatever free time I've had, I've been like playing my Switch a little bit that I got for Christmas. So that's been fun. I got that and Pokemon Sword, as well as Super Mario Maker 2. So that's been fun to play with.
That's awesome.
I think that's really about it. It's been a lot of time trying to get everything straightened up out here for having some space and getting these outlets run.
Nice. You see, I've been playing a lot of video games. Noah's been playing a lot of video games, and you've been rebuilding your entire house pretty much. Or just the garage, but still much more than... Well, actually, no, I can't even say that because, Noah, you've been handy around that house too. I've just been doing nothing. Goodness gracious. Is this what people are supposed to be doing?
You went to Bed Bath & Beyond.
I've been breaking my garage while Aaron's been fixing his.
That's true.
Well, I've had plenty of time to do it because, kind of like you, Noah, I work at a college, so we have 2 full weeks off at Christmas. So I've had plenty of time to be out here and messing with this and trying to get everything working right.
That's a good use of your time, though. That's the one thing I've noticed as we go back to work. I'm like, I'm not sure if I used my break all that well. I did make a lot of waffles, but still.
Yeah, it seems like every time I take some
use that
vacation
waffle
time that I like using that vacation time that's supposed to be some relaxing for doing stuff around the house. I think when I go to conferences for work, I get more of a vacation than when I take a vacation at home.
That's fair.
Because if you're stuck around the house, you just start thinking about what you could improve. And if you're one of those people that's really motivated and want to work on things when you're home at your house or at your house, then yeah, it's never a vacation at home.
I think I'm more motivated by my wife telling me, since you're off, there's this and this and this that needs to be done.
Yeah, the honey-do list is always a... I mean, I don't know that. I'm not married. Noah, what do you... do you
the problem in our house... Jessie's the handy one in our house because she grew up doing a lot of the handy stuff around her house. And I don't want to discredit my dad because he tried really, really hard to teach me all of these handy things, but it didn't work.
It didn't work.
So Jessie's kind of the one that does more of the handy things around the house.
I could see that. Knowing both of you, I could see that. Well, Aaron, thank you again for being on the podcast.
I can't deny it.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being on the podcast again. You have a podcast called Topic Please. We've mentioned it a few times, but tell us a little bit about what we will hear when we listen to Topic Please.
My wife and I we get together, we sit down, and we pick a different topic each week and just have a conversation around it. And a lot of the time, we just come up with the topic shortly before the episode even starts and try to look up a few things and just kind of go with it, get each other's opinions about it, talk about it, try to have a good time. Usually there ends up being something funny going on, and we just enjoy talking about it, and hopefully people enjoy listening to it. But there were so many times that we would just be laying there in bed and talking about something random, and it would turn into this hilarious conversation. And I was like, we should really start a podcast and this be that podcast, just these conversations that we're having that go so far out there sometimes that it's just wild. And it's like, well, what if somebody heard us? They'd probably have us committed to an insane asylum. It's like, that's the kind of stuff that we try to talk about in the podcast, to have those conversations. It's a good time.
That's a good tagline. Conversations that will get you committed. In an insane asylum, in parentheses, after committed. So this week, what days do your podcast goes up, and what topic can we prepare for this week?
Normally we publish on Sunday. I don't think that's happening today because I've not even edited yet. So that'll probably end up tomorrow. But usually it's on Sundays. And this week our topic was New Year's resolutions.
Any interesting facts you can tell us about New Year's resolutions without completely spoiling the episode? Because I'm curious. Because I haven't done much research into New Year's resolutions.
Well, the first thing that I found, I know my wife dug deeper into it than I did, but as soon as I looked it up, I found an article that was talking about in ancient Babylon, the Babylonians were the first ones that we know of that celebrated New Year's and did these resolutions. And I thought that was kind of interesting. That's a really long-running tradition that's still happening.
Yeah, I thought it was
4,000 years.
Yeah, I thought it was one of those holidays that was made up by Hallmark to sell cards, but
right,
maybe it was the Babylonian Hallmark.
Possibly, and there may be some Siri coming through my microphone feed because she thought I was talking to her.
Oh no. Oh.
And decided to respond to me. I was like, no, I'm not talking to you. Be quiet.
Someone should make a podcast just talking to Siri. That would be interesting.
Trying to start a conversation, and she just keeps shutting him down for an hour.
I'm not doing it again this week. You must raise my pay.
Can I ask a question about an episode?
Oh, yes.
Because I listened to Annoying Annoyances recently, and I really liked it. And the next one I really want to listen to because I'm intrigued is why to say happy holidays and why it's okay to say happy holidays. And can you give us the nutshell on why it's okay to say happy holidays and kind of I know there's a lot of holidays around this season and probably even more than I'm aware of. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, we just kind of dig into some of the other holidays in December as well as Christmas. And, not everybody celebrates Christmas, just like not everybody celebrates Hanukkah or Boxing Day or Kwanzaa. We talk about those holidays, and like that's why it's okay to, say Happy Holidays versus Merry Christmas. Because there are so many holidays, and if you don't know somebody, you don't know if they celebrate Christmas or one of the other many holidays through December. But there's so many people that kind of get all up in arms like, oh, they said happy holidays. They're not Christian, or, I'm only saying Merry Christmas. It's like, you can do that. That's fine. I mean, as long as people aren't jerks, they'll, not have a problem with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if somebody came up to me and said Happy Hanukkah, I would probably respond with Happy Hanukkah. I mean, there's just so many holidays that, there's no reason to get offended because somebody didn't tell you happy whatever holiday you celebrate. I mean, not everybody celebrates Christmas or the others, so it's perfectly fine, in my opinion, to, say happy holidays or for somebody to tell me happy holidays. I'm not going to be offended by that because they didn't say Merry Christmas. They don't know me, and they could maybe not wanted to offend me. Maybe that's why they said happy holidays instead of picking a specific holiday.
Yeah.
I think some of these issues get really like overcomplicated and dissected when really it's just, you can show some basic respect to people, and it's nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if somebody says happy holidays, they're being nice to you. They're, wishing you some sort of holiday cheer.
Exactly. Yeah. I totally agree with that.
There's just too many people out there that
saying happy holidays.
Yeah, there's just too many people out there that want to, like you were saying, kind of dissect everything, and there's got to be meaning behind this, and you can't do this because of that. And like I was told at one time when somebody, what's that?
I just said, you're limiting my freedom.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was told at church one time, somebody asked, how I'd been. And I was like, oh, busy. And they told me, you can't say busy. You can't say you were busy. You say you were, I forget. I can't even remember what they said that you should say. They're like, oh, the word busy means being under Satan's yoke. So you can't say that. I'm like, no, that's not what the word busy means.
I never heard that before.
Like I've never heard that before in my life. I think that is hilarious.
I'm like, I was busy. I was doing a lot of stuff this week. That's what I was doing. Oh, they told me that I should say that I was occupied.
Ooh.
Because the Bible tells you to go and occupy. I'm like, I was busy. Come on.
Well, I can
That's
write
a word
an
in the English language
for occupied.
That's what I was going to say.
Means something bad.
I will now spend the next 15 minutes coming up with an acrostic poem for occupied.
It's got to end with devil.
Yes. As soon as I find a pen. Well, that's a bit of the taste you can get from Topic Please. And I figured in the ceremony of you guys talking about New Year's resolutions and it being New Year's, the time when people make New Year's resolutions, we could share our New Year's resolutions, but that's also going to be our speak pipe question for this first show of the year. What are your guys' resolutions? To leave a speak pipe, you can go to noodlespodcast.com.
Noodlespodcast.com.
Yes, thank you, Aaron. And you can go to the Contact Us page and click on the big orange button that says Speak Pipe or Leave a Speak Pipe. I can't remember what it says off the top of my head. You can go there and do that. But Noah, what's your New Year's resolution for this year? Aside from editing the show every week.
Every week. I'll be there every week. I guess that means I get the pity dollar every week that Michael always donates to whoever edits the podcast. So that's going to be $52 this year if we don't take a break.
You could take Jesse out to dinner.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good dinner. I talked to somebody last week, and she was talking about how she and her husband don't really come up with a resolution as much as they pick a word to really focus on and use that word to kind of represent what they want to work on in the year ahead. So I think for her, it was action. Like she wanted to not just think about things she could do, but actually put it into practice. And one word that's been on my mind for a while is advocate. And I want to be better at advocating for those who need it, for standing up for people in need, standing up for people who are maybe oppressed or just need to be advocated for. And I think that could take a lot of different forms. So we'll see how that plays out throughout the year, whether it's learning to care about oppressed people on the other side of the world, or if it's I'm in a conversation with someone and they're talking negatively about somebody else. I can advocate for that somebody and try to speak more positively and encourage the person speaking negatively to speak more positively about that person. And for myself, because I often speak negatively about people, like learning just to be more of an advocate for others. So we'll see how that plays out. But I think my word for the year is advocate.
That's a good word. That's a very good word. You can advocate for me anytime. I will let you do that.
I do every time Michael messages me.
I was gonna say. You should have advocated for Michael at the top of the show when we kicked him off.
Oh, that's true. I didn't advocate for him at all. It was like, get him off the show.
Well, that's
all right. It starts now.
Get him out of here. Kick him out of the call. That's a very good one, I think, and a very important one. Aaron, I'm still trying to decide on mine. So, Aaron, you can go before me.
Well, I know like this is something that we touch on in our episode too. That I don't know. I'm not good with New Year's resolutions. I don't make them because I don't know if I ever have. I never really stuck with it. Like I have a hard time, I guess, remembering, oh, I'm supposed to do this. I have to do this all the time and keeping up with it. So I guess pretty much if I don't say I'm going to do it, then I can't fail by not doing it.
That makes
sense
to
like
me.
Not making a promise that you can't keep kind of thing.
That's fair. I understand that.
Yeah. I think that totally makes sense.
I totally
and
get
I definitely don't make a New Year's resolution every year or get really too hung up on them. So yeah, I think it kind of depends on what works for you best.
Yeah, because I won't make the type of like I'm going to go to the gym 3 times a week every week because that's just it's like one specific way something can look. But like because my New Year's resolution is to find ways to be more adventurous. And I know that's difficult this time of year, but it's something that I struggle with any year, just being like, I can stay home. That's fine. But that can look like a million different ways, whether that's going randomly on a road trip somewhere and working from a different city that week, just working remotely.
Trying new food.
Or trying new food. It can look a bunch of different ways. So just finding ways to be more adventurous than I normally am is mine. And I think that's kind of like what you said. It's not something that can, like I'm setting myself up for failure by saying that. It's something that's like, it's a goal that is attainable and there's different ways of attaining it. Whereas I'm just like, I'm going to run 8 miles every day, which would be awful. And I'm never, ever going to do that. That's kind of just like day 3. I can be like, I don't want to run 8 miles today, so I'm not going to.
I know a guy I work with. I think he runs a few miles every morning before work. I'm like, there is no way I could ever do that. I'm not getting up early enough before work to run that far.
I would love so much to be that person, But with the way things are right now, my current diet plan is the break even plan, which is I'll eat something unhealthy and then do 10 push-ups. That's my workout plan. But in my mind, I'm I want to be that guy who can run 3 miles at the drop of a hat. Because I had a friend in college who would just wake up on certain days and be like, I'm going to run a marathon today. And then he would go run 26 miles. And I'm like, you know what? Good on you. But I can't do that.
Right? I don't know how many times I've thought, I was like, I need to start doing a little workout in the morning, some sit-ups and push-ups. And I'm like, no, I don't want to get out of bed that early. I want to get up, just chill out. I don't want to get up and start right in being that active.
Yeah. I need to build into it.
And there are people that's they have a horrible day. If they don't wake up that way, it kind of gets them going. I'm like, that wouldn't work for me.
Yeah. It's
that would take a while to build up to.
It's some people's cup of coffee, but it's not my cup of coffee. Nor is coffee my cup of coffee. I don't really have
pumpkin spice lattes.
No. What was that?
Or pumpkin spice lattes.
Yeah, pumpkin spice lattes are definitely not my cup of coffee. Well, those are our resolutions or words for the year or what have you. Feel free to share yours again at Noodles. Whoa, what?
I think I have a resolution. I'm not going to eat any cereal with coffee creamer in it this year.
Gosh darn it. Oh.
I think I'm going to avoid that.
Excellent callback.
How did that happen? That's I thought we were past that, guys.
21 episodes in, and we're still not past it.
We're 21
and we
episodes
never will
in?
be.
Oh my gosh. Our
This is
21st
21.
episode is at the start of 2021. We planned that. Let's just say we planned that. So go to noodlespodcast.com.
Noodlespodcast.com.
And leave a speak
A little
pipe.
late on that one.
That's okay. We can edit it to make it sound like it happened right afterwards. Or we can edit it to make it sound like there's a whole minute of dead space. You can go to noodlespodcast.com, go to the contact us page, leave a speak pipe with your New Year's resolution. And I don't really know what's coming up next on our show because it's in our show notes as a... Oh, actually, before we do that, one more time, Aaron, where can people find your podcast about the topic of New Year's resolutions?
At topicplease.com.
Topicplease.com.
Topicplease.com. That was perfectly in sync in my ears. I don't know about anybody else. But...
Was it? We'll figure it out later. Anyway, Noah has a mystery game planned for us, so I don't know what to expect. So Noah, take it away.
All right. It's 2021. It's a new year. And I feel like I learned a lot of things in 2020. I feel like I've changed in a lot of ways. I feel like I learned. Do you guys feel like you learned new things this year?
Yes. Probably. Maybe at some point.
Yeah.
Do you know what people did not learn in 2020?
What?
How to write a good password. That's right. We're going to be looking at the top 200 most common passwords of the year in 2020. And these are brought to
All
you
200?
by NordPass. We're not going to read all 200. That would be pretty boring.
Okay, cool.
But NordPass, which is a password manager, they released the top 200 most common passwords for the year 2020. And it lists... So basically this is based on how many times a password has been exposed, how many times it was used, and how much time it would take to crack this password. So I am going to give you guys a list of 4 passwords, and all 4 of these passwords are in the top 200. But you each get to pick one. You want to pick the one that you think is the most common, and then you will get points for whatever rank that is. So if you pick the number 1 answer, the most common password, you'll only get 1 point. If you pick the least common answer on this list of 200, you'll get 200 points. And the winner with the least points at the end of 5 rounds wins the game. Does that kind of make sense? I explained it pretty poorly.
This is going to real quick start looking like my golf score.
Oh, I've played golf with you. You know you can't get much worse than me. So,
well, we will find out.
I guess we'll find out how this goes. I'm going to send you, just for clarity, each round I'm going to send you the 4 passwords in the Discord chat. So round 1, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, and password. And because he's our guest, Aaron, we'll start with you. Which of these 4 passwords do you think is most common?
I feel like it's, after all these years, still password.
Aaron has no faith in humanity. Ben, what do you think?
Well,
Aaron, you can answer. Sorry.
I think I was gonna go with password, but I'm gonna try and gain some space. I don't think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 because most passwords require you to have 8 characters. So I'm gonna between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 0. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, just because it's a quick slide across the top row of the keyboard. So I'm gonna lock in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0.
All right, Aaron, password was number 4, and Ben, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0 was number 9.
Ooh.
So Aaron takes the lead with only 4 points. The number 1 answer was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I don't know who these sites are that are allowing you to only have, I don't know any site that allows you to have that as your password, but apparently some do.
Well,
So
so
now we're gonna
many
get a little more
anymore. You need
interesting.
numbers, letters, capital, and a special character,
Yeah.
and be at
Yeah.
least 8 characters long.
Yeah, so I don't know who's letting this happen, but somebody out there is able to store these passwords. Round 2.
What was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9?
That was answer number 2.
Huh.
So without the 0, would have
Without the
taken you
0.
up to 2.
I really thought that password or some variation of it, like dollar signs for the S's or something, would have still been up at the top. I know it has been for a while. It was at least in the top 10 forever.
And I question some of these results. It is a list of all passwords released in a wide variety of data breaches, totaling over 275 million passwords. But some of these answers were kind of surprising. So I'm curious about how accurate it really is. But for round 2, we have I Love You, Michael, Aaron 431, and Samsung. And Ben, you get to go first this time.
I feel like this is going to be a real dark horse answer. Because, obviously, I love you is probably the most commonly used phrase out of those. But I'm going to go with Michael. I think the reach of our podcast has gone far and wide, especially among people who use websites that get hacked very easily and frequently. And people, while they would put I love you, Michael as their password, I think it's just going to be Michael.
And I did very intentionally select Michael as an answer and Aaron 431 as an answer because
nobody
of our
uses
guests.
Ben as their password.
I actually looked. I'll just tell you now, Ben was not in the top 200 or Benjamin or any form of that. All right, so Ben is locking in Michael. Aaron, what do you think?
See, I'm not sure. At first, when I saw those, I was like, oh, well, I can see the 2 obviously made up ones, but they're all from this list. So that
Correct.
really kind of...
I do not know how Aaron 431 made it into the top 200, which is what really makes me question this methodology.
Well, both Michael and Aaron are pretty common names.
But
so
the
I could
numbers...
see that. But yeah, I'm thinking with the numbers in there. I mean, that kind of makes me want to pick that because, like we were saying, you have to have kind of a mixture a lot of times. But at the same time, I'm like, who would pick those specific numbers? How many people? I mean, what are the odds of that happening? I don't know. I'm thinking maybe Samsung. I think I'm gonna go with Samsung.
All right. All right. We have Samsung locked in. Let me do the math on that real quick. All right. That takes Ben into the lead with still doing math. Okay, Ben now has the lead with 27 points. Michael was answer number 72. Wait, hold on. That does not add up.
That does not how math works.
I read
that
it
would
wrong.
put me at 81.
So I was coming up with it being 22 if we were adding the 9 to it, but I think even that was wrong. I don't know math either.
That'd be 81 if we were adding 9 to 72.
Yeah, okay. All right, that puts Ben in the lead. Michael was answer number 72, which takes you to 81. And Aaron, Samsung was 189, bringing you down to 193. Ooh. So it's now 81 to 193, but it's still anybody's game for sure. So we'll go on to round
so where was
3.
I Love You and Aaron 431 in the rankings?
Okay, I Love You was 17. Aaron 431 was 18.
Oh, wow.
Jeez.
I don't get it. I couldn't figure out why. I even Googled it to see if that was like from a TV show or something, and it wasn't.
Well, maybe one person had accounts in everywhere that had one of those data breaches. Yeah. And they used the same password everywhere because that's extremely secure.
I mean, that's the best I can figure too is, yeah, like there's one guy that just has like a million passwords out there that are all Aaron431. All right, so we'll move on to round number 3. The 4 answers, and Aaron, you get to go first. We have computer, unknown, princess, or football.
I just don't feel like it's football or computer. I'm thinking either unknown or princess. But I'm kind of torn here. I don't know. I guess if it's still accurate information, women outnumber men pretty close to a 2-to-1 ratio. So I'm thinking princess because what girl doesn't want to be a princess? That's right, my best guess and my best reasoning behind it.
That's a good answer. All right, Ben.
Well, I don't know anyone who would be ridiculous enough to have football as their password, but I am going to go ahead and pick that one.
All right. It sounds like Ben's speaking from personal
maybe the girl
experience,
maybe the girl on Hey Arnold that was in love with him, and he was like
she
football
did like
head.
Football. Yeah, football head.
Yeah, she might do football for a password.
All right, Aaron, you're gaining some ground.
Ooh.
Hold on. I have to do math. This is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be.
Sometimes it's easier to just write a program that does the math for you.
I think that's called a calculator.
I remember one math class that I took in college. Like I don't know, my wife was explaining to me exactly how this problem worked, and I had to think about it like using a for loop and like writing it and programming for it to really kind of comprehend, or for my brain to comprehend it. I was like, okay, I understand what's going on now that I can see it in a programming perspective where she was a math
Yeah.
major. So she's like, this makes perfect sense to me. I'm like, I don't get it. Like, what's the giant E, the Greek E? What's that there for? What do I do with it? Like, I don't get it. And it's like, oh, so I just need to keep adding this up over and over and over and over and over. That's just a loop. I could program that and be done in no time. I get it now.
Just have to look at it in the right perspective.
Right?
Okay, I finally did my math. Ben is still in the lead, but it is closer. Ben, football was answer number 73, and Aaron, princess, was number 39, which brings Ben to 154 and Aaron to 232. We have 2 rounds left, and we still have some time. Next round, Ben
Aaron's
gets to
at
go
my golf
first.
score already.
Divided
Say
by
we're
18
both above
holes.
my
Oof.
bowling score.
Yeah.
Oh, we were past that a long time ago for me. All right, Ben, your answers are Star Wars, Cookie, Batman, and Love.
For a second, I thought our scores that you sent were also options. So I was like, how is Aaron 431 and Aaron 232 both in the top 200? How many people named Aaron are there? But now I realize those are just our scores. I'm going to go with... I feel like it's not going to be Love because reasons. And I feel like... I think I'm going to go with Cookie. Well, no, see, because I'm running into the same problem Aaron had, which was all of these are actual answers. So I'm not trying to figure out which one isn't an answer, which one is the top answer. Oh, geez. I'm going to stick with Cookie.
It really makes you second guess yourself a lot in this game. All right, Ben picks Cookie. Aaron, what's your thoughts? What are your thoughts?
And I'm really thinking not Love. I feel like it's just too short for that many people to use that. But again, I mean, that goes back to the why is anybody allowing you to use a 4-letter password? Especially when it's all letters, because that, I mean, would take somebody no time, really to write a brute force algorithm and crash through that.
Yeah, what websites are allowing this?
Yeah.
That's the bigger question.
And see, I know it's on the list, but I feel like Cookie, it just feels too much like a trick option. Because, I mean, you're in your browser, you have, browser cookies and everything. I feel like it's a trick thing. And this is for 2019?
2020.
Or 2020, sorry. Yeah, I forgot we're in 2021 now. I'm still stuck back in 2020, I guess.
Still in
Help.
2020.
Send help.
We're going to live it all over again. Welcome to January 3rd, or January 4th, 2020.
Right, it'll be like Groundhog Day, but the entire year.
But the entire year. Until we all learn our lesson, we are going to be stuck in the year 2020.
Right? I'm thinking because The Mandalorian came out that it's going to be Star Wars. It was a toss-up for me between Star Wars and Batman, but I'm thinking Star Wars just because of The Mandalorian, how popular that's been. But it's another thing that I haven't seen. I don't have Disney Plus, so
Aw.
I just know of it.
All right. Well, Star Wars was 151 and Cookie was 126. So you guys were really close. Ooh. And Ben, actually, Cookie was the top answer here. And I think that's the first top answer either of you guys have gotten. So
Champion.
Ben pushes his lead forward just a little bit more. It is now Ben 280 to Aaron 383. And we have one final question. Oh, wait. Oh, I made too many. Yeah, we're going to do one more just for time's sake. We have one final question. Aaron, is the top answer Yu-Gi-Oh!, Trust No One, and that's N-O, the number 1, Sunshine, or Pokemon?
I'm going to have to say Pokemon. Simply because there is one instance that I did use that as a password.
So
it was nothing that
own
anybody could get into. So I was like, well, I just want something easy to remember or easy to tell someone else. It's not anything that had any kind of secure information in it.
All right.
So I actually used that.
I'm going to go with Trust
Ben,
No
what are your
One.
thoughts?
Trust no one. I feel like that's what people might think is a good password and an ironic password. Because you can trust no one with your password. But kind of like with your stream ID, trust no one with your stream ID. But in all reality, it's not that clever of a password.
I like it. Trust no one. All right. Let me do the math. Crunch the numbers. Beep, beep, beep. Beep,
As
beep.
long as I'm not off by a factor of 103.
Wow. Okay, this is really close, actually. Aaron was more correct with Pokemon. 51. Pokemon was number 51. And Trust No One was 146, which brings the final score, Ben 426 to Aaron 434. So after all that, you guys were within 8 points of each other.
Wow.
All right.
So
I didn't
just
even
barely
expect
takes
to have
the
a
lead.
chance of catching up with that last one. I was so far behind.
Yeah. Well done, Aaron. I'm
Yeah,
impressed.
well done. Well, anyway, that was fun. It's fun to see what some of the most common passwords are. Really, most of the top 10 are just some variation of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or password. So I don't know that will ever change.
Yeah, probably not. Well, Noah, thank you for that game. That was a fun game, and I really liked the fact I can say I scored 426 points in a game, because that sounds impressive. But we are going to move on to our last game this week, and it's a fan favorite, and we haven't done it in a while, so we're going to do Florida Man. That's right, everyone's favorite game where we make fun of the state of Florida, because why not? These are all going to be Florida stories that happened from the past week, but in past years. So our first story... Oh, and as always, I'm going to remove something from the news headline of that Florida Man story, and it's going to be up to Aaron and Noah to replace it. So our first story is from December 25th, 2017, Christmas Day, back in 2017. The headline reads, Florida Man beats up ATM, says it gave him blank. So Aaron, what did this ATM, or automated teller machine, give this Florida man Florida man? I almost gave away him.
I'm really not sure. I mean, there's so many crazy stories that come out of Florida anyway. I mean, if this had been in California, I would definitely say that he beat it up because it gave him cancer, because in California, everything gives you cancer. There's a label on everything for that.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think that's what's going on in Florida. I feel like for some reason he thought it gave him too much money when he was taking it out. So that's going to be my guess. He went nuts because he thought the ATM gave him too much money.
Florida man beats up ATM, says it gave him too much money, is Aaron's answer. Noah, what do you have to say for this Florida man?
I was kind of thinking more about the money it was giving him. Like it was, well, I haven't really used an ATM hardly ever. Does it always give you brand new money, or can it give you used money?
I think it can give you used money.
I think it was giving him dirty money. Like it was just gross. It was in bad shape, and he couldn't stand for it.
So we have dirty money and too much money. Well, this Florida man beats up ATM, says it gave him too much cash. A Florida man was arrested for causing $5,000 in damage to a Wells Fargo ATM because it, quote, gave too much money. He was apologetic later on as he called the bank officials and told them he was angry the ATM was giving him too much money and he didn't know what to do. So he beat the crap out of it to the extent of $5,000 in damages. It doesn't say how much money he was taking out or how much money it did give him. But Aaron, you nailed this one right on the head. So point one, obviously going to Aaron for that one.
I never really expected that I was even going to be close with that answer, but that was about as much as I was coming up with.
Well, I don't know that anybody has ever gotten the exact right answer on Florida Man, and Aaron just comes in here first question.
First try,
and takes
nails
care
it.
of that.
Well, we'll see if he can continue that streak, but we're going to start with Noah on this next one. This one reads, Florida man drops stolen TV from getaway blank. What was this Florida man's getaway vehicle, Noah?
Dude, what are people in Florida always doing? They're always getting away on blank vehicles. Like, this is like the third blank for a vehicle we've ever gotten.
It really is.
I think, so he dropped a TV off of it?
Yes, he did.
I think it's a getaway tricycle. Like, it had a little basket on the back, maybe, and he tried to put the TV in, and he's running away on his little tricycle, and it fell off.
Fell off his tricycle. All right, Aaron, what is your answer for this Florida man's getaway vehicle?
See, I was thinking maybe a lawnmower or a skateboard. Like maybe it was a large TV and he had the skateboard to walk it back home on. But I think I'm going to go with a riding lawnmower. Just because that sounds like, I don't know, a drunk Florida guy thing.
A riding lawnmower? That has been the answer a few times, so you wouldn't be too far off. Well, this Florida man drops stolen TV from getaway scooter. Police say 2 Florida men stole a flat-screen TV from a South Florida Walmart store and dropped it as they fled on a motorized scooter. Video surveillance showed the man taking a 43-inch Vizio flat-screen television valued at $348, and the agency said the clumsy pair almost crashed as they made their getaway, dropping the TV on the ground. First of all, where can I get a 43-inch Vizio for $348? Second of all, I think this one may also have to go to Aaron because I feel like riding lawnmower is a bit closer to scooter than tricycle. That is the weirdest sentence I've ever said.
I think since it was a motorized scooter, if it had been foot scooter, then it would have been closer to the tricycle. But I was thinking I should have stuck with skateboard. Then our answers would have been so close that it, I don't know, would have given him a harder time trying to decide who got the point.
Well, no, I would have given it to Noah because I would have made it tied going into the last round. But going into the last round, Aaron leads 2-0. And we're going to start with Aaron one more time. Florida woman robs postal worker, takes off on blank. What mode of transportation did this Florida woman take off on? You're right, Noah. People are always trying to escape in Florida.
Yeah.
See, I feel like because it's a woman that it wasn't a riding lawnmower. I feel like that's a guy thing. I don't know why, but I feel like that's a guy thing to do.
I could see that.
I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking that, a lot of these, it's more of the redneck people. So it's not somebody that would have, a Segway or something like that.
Fair.
So I don't know. I feel like a bicycle would be too easy. That would make sense. I just don't know. I'm kind of at a loss here.
Since you're our guest, I will give you the option to make Noah go first.
Maybe, and then maybe Noah's reasoning will, I don't know, kickstart my brain here. There's all kinds of vehicles. I'm just not sure where to go with this.
All right, Noah.
I feel like if I stick with tricycle long enough, someday I will be right. So I am locking in tricycle again.
All right, well, that just made me think. So, what kind of tricycle? Are we talking like one of those little red tricycles, or a big wheel?
I can't answer that question.
I guess. Yeah, I don't feel really comfortable answering that question. It's whatever.
Whatever tricycle she wants it to be. Gosh.
Well, see, because I was starting to think, maybe like a big wheel or something. I could see that happen. I could see that being a Florida man story.
But remember, this is a Florida woman story.
Yeah, I guess
Right.
I'm picturing like a big wheel, some small like children's tricycle.
Right. I don't know. Maybe it was a wagon. Maybe it was on a hill and she took off in her little radio flyer red wagon.
Radio Flyer Red Wagon.
I'm going to go with a wagon because I just don't know.
All right. So we have Radio Flyer Red Wagon and tricycle. Well, Noah, this Florida woman, Rob's postal worker, takes off on tricycle. A woman was arrested for armed robbery and assault with a deadly weapon after police received a call reporting she was pointing a gun at people while riding a tricycle, then robbed a postal truck. So while it may have never happened before in our past, we have two correct, like 100% correct answers this week for This Week in Florida Man.
I didn't even believe you when you.
You didn't believe
really?
me?
It is tricycle?
It 100% is tricycle. I will send you the link.
Wow. That is amazing. And that's exactly what I said. If I stay with tricycle long enough, I will get it right.
It will be correct. When you said that, I had the whitest smile on my face because I was like, it's finally going to be right. So, obviously, I have to give that point to Noah. But the game in general will go to Aaron with a score of 2-1. So congratulations, Aaron. You have won Florida Man.
All right. I was thinking for a second, I was like, well, we could give Noah 2 points for getting it right on the nose, but then we'd have to go back and give me 2 points at the beginning, and I'd still win.
You'd still win.
Yeah. So
it's
you
crazy
did win
that we
fair
got
and square.
Yeah, it's crazy we got two like 100% correct answers. That's never happened before. So I'm proud of both of you. This is truly a great way to start 2021.
Right?
Right.
First Florida Man of the Year gets
First
two
Florida Man of the Year.
Right on the nose answers.
It does. I need to up my game with coming up with the stories. Well, thank you all so much for listening to Noodles at Noon. I almost said This Week in Florida Man. That's not the name of the show. Thank you so much for listening to Noodles at Noon. It's been a wonderful time doing the show. Thank you so much to Noah for being here and Aaron from the Topic Please podcast. Make sure you go to topicplease.com.
Topicplease.com.
And give his podcast a listen. Aaron, once again, thank you so much for being on. It's been wonderful, wonderful, wonderful to have you.
Thanks for having me. It's been a blast.
Honestly, my favorite show of 2021. Don't tell any of the other people who have on that I said that, but this has been my favorite show of 2021. Noah, do you have anything else you would like to add?
Just topicplease.com.
Topicplease.com. Aaron, anything else you would like to add?
Topicplease.com.
Yeah, aside from that.
I don't think so. It's been good to actually take part in the games instead of just listening to them and making my own guesses, not getting any points or anything.
Now you get the real
just
points.
Listening to the episodes.
Points.
The points
Right?
matter here.
Points matter here, he just said.
And Michael, do you have anything else you would like to add?
Oh, I was hoping not to be acknowledged.
Oh.
Oh, he's probably not recording.
I was, just in case
So
someone
wait,
would
did-
notice me.
I know.
Do I send you my address for the prized Skittles?
Yes, you can do that, and I will send you Skittles.
Yes.
I will
I have
do
some
that.
Skittles here I can send.
Well, from the four of us, apparently, thank you so much for listening this week. You guys are the real winners, no matter what, because you are all winners. And thank you so much for listening, and you will hear from us next week. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful, wonderful week. Happy Monday. Happy New Year. Happy 2021. Goodbye.
Topicplease.com